And we are live. This is the Four Battle Boys podcast. This is your boy Fabian Vixen. Look who we got on the show today. We got Big Straw in the house. Big Straw, what it do? What it do?
Man, it is good to be. It is good to be here. Good to be seen. Good to see all of you. Good to see you. Good to see all my people in YouTube land, Facebook land.
We just glad to have you. We've been pushing your straws, and we had about 1 million orders.
I got to check my books. I got to go to the factory and make sure everything get pushed out on time. So if you've ordered a crazy straw, keep looking out. We coming. We on the way, baby. We on the way. Gas is high. Gas is here where I am is $3.44 for regular. So just imagine when them diesel trucks get to pushing. Just imagine how much that is. So just hang on. Straw's coming.
When Straw say he coming, he coming. On this show, we're gonna do a quick preview of the playing games that's coming up. We're gonna talk a little baseball, how the season going, and reflect on Jackie Robinson Day, which is tomorrow. The league started honoring Jackie Robinson, I believe, about 10 years ago. And we're gonna probably gonna kick off the show when we come back after the intro. We're gonna talk about Rico Wade and his passing at age 52, Tri-City alum, founder of Organized Noise and the Dungeon family. I'll give my thoughts on that in a minute, but it's been a minute. You remember what you're supposed to say?
Well, as Shawn Michaels would say, hit the music. Yeah.
And of course, this is Four Battle Boys. You ain't seen the new intro. Wait till the football season start. You're gonna see the new intro. And of course, it's the Four Battle Boys. You know we're on Sundays and Wednesdays after the football season, where we're gonna talk about baseball, some other sports, pop culture, which goes to Rico Wade. Crazy straws. We just talked about it. $3.44 a gallon. Hey, he doing it bad. He doing it bad.
Hold on, the straws are coming.
They're coming. Just for men, if you want that grouchy beard, I know Big Straw don't, because that's Big Straw. Go on.
That just go to show how long I've been. It's been a minute since I've been on here. I grew it back, say.
I'm about to say, me and Horatio are pissed. You went to you did it down Idris Elba on us. Excuse me. This dude got a mustache. I'm getting like Ocho Cinco now. God damn it. Okay. Go to aisle 6 on Walgreens. Get that CB4. That'll set you straight. Dax Wave and Groom. Michael Atwater been bald headed for 30 years. He still had the same waves from 1996 because of Dax Wave and Groom. So
yes,
if he ever decided to grow his hair back, the waves already be there. They already trained. Dax Wave and Groom. Get it in your stores. Arizona tea, 89 cents in Walmart in Florida, 99 cents in Georgia. Drink 3 sips of that Arizona tea. You will be on Ozempic, or you will have your foot cut off in 24 hours. We, of course, we're on Facebook and on YouTube. Damon's podcast, Chopping It Up. Holla at our boy. Do him right by going to that Patreon page, buyniceshirt.com, all the HBCU paraphernalia, and of course our favorite sponsors, Henny and Coke, Ground Royal XO Ginger Ale.
The dark liquors.
There you go. And some sad news today. Rico Wade, founder of Dungeon Family Organized Noise, passed away over the weekend. 52 years old. The cause of his death has not been released. To my knowledge, I haven't seen anything in the last couple of hours. Straw, I'm gonna let you go. Go ahead.
Ooh, this was a tough one right here, man. Let me take you back to 1994 when I first heard Players Ball, and that thing took off. It was hot. Outkast, Players Ball, Southern Playlist of Cadillac Music. That started it all right there. Then you had Goody Mob, Cool Breeze, Rico Wade put his hand in music, and like they said, it was the Dungeon family for a reason. They recorded and was rapping in somebody, and I think it was Rico Wade grandmama house or something back in the day,
Yeah.
and they would go down in the basement and be chiefing and then doing their thing, and that's what came out of that, man. Man, we lost a great one, man. We lost a great one because he told you and told Andre. He said South got something to say. I mean, you go there, LaFace Music, Babyface and L.A. Reid produced them, and put that sound out there, man. And he would tell you that it was huge for them, especially locally on Headland and Deloach. That's where it was at, Headland and Deloach. But with the only thing that I can say about Rico is when they decided to split ways with the rest of everybody, with Goody and everything. He said his only regret, and you can check this out on the Organized Noise documentary. His only regret was that he wasn't a part of Outkast when they won their Grammy for Album of the Year for Speaker Box and Love Below. Great music, a lot of great music. I know he had suffered a little bit from addiction. I think it was some type of substances. I think it was weed, as far as I know, but he had gotten into that party life, but hadn't heard anything else from it for a while. But yeah, we lost a great one. All that aside, we did lose a great.
I'm gonna be real brief. I didn't know Rico like that, but I did go to Tri City High School where Andre and Big Boy went to. If you're in East Point, there's a restaurant called Spa Divots. It's a seafood place. There's 3 or 4 of them in the Atlanta area. One's in East Point, right by Virginia Avenue. And me and my wife and my kids, I think we went one time. It was a slow night. This is a tip from me from being in Atlanta. Do not go to Spa Divots on a Friday or Saturday.
You won't get in.
You won't get into about 10, 11 o'clock. Then it's super packed. Don't go. So we went like a Tuesday, Wednesday night, something like that. So might have been Thursday, but I know we went a Friday and Saturday when we went. This is years ago. I want to say about maybe 10 years ago. We sat down, we were eating, and we looked all right. I saw Big Boy in that Joker. I know we talk about Rico Way. I'm gonna get to Rico Way in a second. I was like, that dude went to my high school. My wife said the sign said something coming to leave him alone. Like, but still, though, man, we went to the same high school.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, but just I just seen Big Boy with his wife and kids there, pretty cool. But Rico Wade changed the game for Southern rap. Players Ball, the Aquemini, AT Aliens, Stank on You, Big Boss Love Below, Big Boy. And a lot of folks don't realize Andre was the better lyricist between them two, him and Big Boy.
Yeah, he's considered one of the greatest of all time, and so on some lists, he's in everybody's top 10, top 15.
Yeah. And Big Boy got better when he branched out on his own. You can see his different type of flow. I've downloaded 3 of his CDs, and they're not bad, but it's just like peanut butter and jelly. Without the one, it ain't the same. Peanut butter sandwich is gonna be just too thick. Jelly, you're just gonna get number sweetness. But you put both of them together, it just fit. And Rico made that happen. And you had Goody Mob with cell therapy and a lot of the different stuff.
Still Standing was a great album.
Still Standing, Sleepy Brown with black ice. I mixed the songs up. I ain't heard so long. But the one thing I can say about Rico Wade, I had a class with his sister, Kenyatta Wade, and everybody say that's his sister. I'm like, man, whatever. That was a sister. If I'm wrong, somebody tell me. But I had a class with her. She down to earth person, and I was assuming she down to earth. He's the same way. And right now, I don't know what their family is going through right now because that's probably the older part of the person in the family, and probably somebody that helped change their lifestyle by creating a dungeon family. And Atlanta, Tri-City, East Point, we lost a great one. We did, and nothing much you can say on that except just thoughts and prayer, thoughts and well wishes go to the families, and it just sucks. Right now, you just reminisce on Dungeon Family pre 2000 because they set the tone for Crisscross, Ludacris, Two Chains,
all of them.
Sure. You can say Usher because Usher's from down here. You can say that set the tone for southern musicians, and it's just a sad day that we lost the guy. And in 52, that's
relatively young. That's relatively young.
It's young, and they go back to a mutual friend for all of us, like me, Mike, Shot, Damon, Tony, Mark Gill last year, who died of a heart attack around this time, and he was maybe 50, had a daughter in college. He was working in, I think he was working in the school system, had a heart attack. So it just makes you think, man, like, dang, this life is real, and we're gonna look at one of them. We gotta take care of the one we got.
It also tell you, Fave, I mean, you want to give folks their flowers while they're here. You know, one of the things I have always loved, I met Outkast back in 1998, right before the Aquemini album hit. And man, those guys, I mean, this was before Stankonia. And Stankonia is credited with putting Outkast on the map. We knew who they were, you know, but you know, the first two albums didn't get as much nationwide coverage as you would have, you know, and would have liked. But when they hit with Miss Jackson, when Miss Jackson hit and it got nominated for different awards and everything, that was when it was for real, you know. I'll be the first to tell you that, yeah, this is a hard one. This is a hard pill to swallow here. But you still, I mean, Organized Noise lives on through Sleepy Brown and Big Boy, Andre, CeeLo, the rest of Good and Moby. So yeah, it's a sad day, but let's give him his just rewards, even though he's gone. But let's continue to lift him up. I know I had said that. You know, it could have been, you know, substances back in the day, but that was back in the day. He overcame that. And you know, we, like you said earlier, we don't know what the circumstances are, but he said the South has something to say. That he put the South on the map, and none of those acts or none of those groups or none of those artists that you were just talking about had a voice until they saw that Organized Noise Dungeon Family was out there pushing good music for everybody to listen to.
Yeah, that group won eight Grammys, Rap Album of the Year, Rap Album in 2004 and 2002, and Album of the Year 2004. That's a big deal. Album of the Year. Urban Alternative Performance 2004, Rap Performance by a Duo Group 2008, 2007, and 2003.
Now, you name me another group that won a Grammy for Album of the Year, I'll wait. Somebody put it in the chat. I'll wait. Eminem came close but didn't do it, but I'll wait.
Yeah,
as a matter of fact, the year they won, the year Outkast won, they were up against Eminem for Lose Yourself for the 8 Mile album. But I digress. Shouts out to Rico Wade, Dungeon Family. Rest in peace, Rico Wade. Let's do something great on this. Let's remember the good times and put some good music out there.
Well, say this is gonna be a tough transition from ATLians to the ATL Hawks. They made the play-in as well as Philadelphia, Miami, and Chicago. Indiana, Philadelphia had the same record at 47-35. But Indiana won the tiebreaker, so they avoided the play-in. I'm going to go ahead and present my screen for to show the standings for the East. And right now, Boston, of course, is the number one seed with 64 wins. They have home court advantage throughout the finals. They had a 14-game lead over the Knicks, 15 in Milwaukee, and Cleveland, 16. And the shock the shocking thing I'm gonna ask you, see if you see the same thing I see. Um, Philadelphia and Miami will play for the 7th seed. They go against New York. Chicago and Atlanta is playing to play a second game for the 8th seed, which is Boston. If you're in the New York Knicks, who have won the number 2 seed over Milwaukee, who struggled with Doc Rivers as their coach, I've been getting murdered about Doc Rivers this and Doc Rivers that. Doc Rivers hasn't made it. Doc Rivers hasn't made a conference final in a minute. Last time I remember him making conference final was when he was coach of the Celtics in 2012 when the Heat came back and won in 7. If you're the Knicks, which team you want to play in the first round, Philadelphia or Miami?
I mean, you got to want to play the lower seed. So you want to play the Miami team that's kind of up and down, helter skelter. But at this point, because of everything that the Knicks have done this year, and with Jalen Brunson playing as well as he's been playing, I mean, you got to put on your best, as they say, and be ready for anybody. I say to Heat. I think Heat is gonna be dangerous now. He'd have been in this position before where they done played in and get all the way to the finals and the conference finals and things of that nature. But for this time, it's been a minute since New York basketball has been this relevant this late in the season. So yeah, let's give me the best matchup.
I think the Knicks don't want to play the 76ers. Joel Embiid is back.
Mm.
He looks healthy. You got Maxey, who should be healthy. He's rested a little bit down the stretch. You also got don't forget they got Buddy Hield, and Buddy Hield's a bona fide shooter. And I wish the Lakers would have got him.
Yeah, he should have gone to the Lakers a couple of years ago.
They had a chance. The Lakers. They wanted Russell. I don't know why you wanted Russell. But if you know how LeBron plays, he's a point forward. He needs shooters around him. Buddy Hield is a career 41% shooter. I'm thinking he might be 38 to 40% shooter. Why not go after him? You could have got him and I believe Tyrese Halliburton. You could have had both of them. You had a chance to get both of them guys. But
well, I mean, the front office is gonna do the front office do. You know, they gonna hit and miss. It's just like the upcoming draft. You know, you're gonna hit some talent in the upcoming draft in the NFL. You're gonna hit some and you're gonna miss some, and you're gonna make some decisions for the franchise, and some of them not always gonna pan out. So, you know, if they get as far as they think they should get or get where they need to get, because every team wants to win a championship, that's who you got to look for. That's who you got to look to and ask those questions why.
And I think the Bulls, that 1-8 matchup, it don't matter. If it was the Heat, if the Heat mess around and play 1-8 against Boston, I would pick Miami. I think the Celtics don't want to play Miami that first round. That's just me.
That's a long-standing thing. That goes back to KG and KG and Ray Allen. That goes back to there. That's a bona fide playoff rivalry, bona fide rival right there. So yeah, I'm with you. But now Boston been playing all season, and they get a tired or bad Miami Heat team. It's going to be a hot knife through butter. But that's still a playoff rivalry. You look forward to seeing it almost every year, almost.
Now let's scroll down to the Western Conference. Houston went to bed down the stretch. They had a chance they had a bona fide chance to take out Golden State. But if you look at it now, New Orleans and the Lakers are playing again on, I think it's Tuesday night. They're playing Tuesday night. If Lakers win that, their grand prize is the Denver Nuggets. And I was saying this, my cousin, we'll talk about it in a second, how I think the Lakers they need to win this game because they can't beat Sacramento, and they definitely had a hard time with Golden State this year. And the recent game they played Golden State last week, Golden State made 26 threes. If Golden State makes 26 threes, they'll beat anybody. But I think that was a one game. Plus, Anthony Davis didn't play, so that didn't help either. But that's neither here or there. They still lost. Um, so that's the matchup: New Orleans and LA. They're staying in New Orleans. There's no point of going back to LA. They're traveling back, so they're gonna stay in New Orleans for the next 2 days, which makes sense. But they're treated like a home series, like a baseball series. Sacramento will play Golden State. Sacramento had the home court in that game against Golden State because they had a better tiebreaker against them. So we'll see the matchup. We'll get to them in a second. Look at that 4-5 matchup. Clippers and Dallas.
That's a good matchup. That's a good matchup in my eyes. I think, just looking at it, that's going to be a very, looking at it on paper, it's going to be a competitive series depending on if both teams show up to play. Kyrie and Luka doing that thing, I don't think Kyrie, I'm not Kyrie, but Kawhi's not injured, is he? He's not injured, is he? Or is he on load management?
When is he not injured? And when is he not on load management?
So, if you have both teams playing well, I think it's going to be one of them things where you could get a really good seed. That's a really good 4-5 matchup just looking at it.
Now, look at the 3-6. The 3-6 is Minnesota and Phoenix. And Phoenix won today against Minnesota. And Minnesota had a chance. They had a chance to get the 1 seed. They had a chance, but they went to bed against Phoenix today.
I'm sure y'all don't talked about this, but I think Phoenix is one of the more underwhelming teams this season. I'm glad they got the 6 and don't have to play in. But I kind of expected a little more out of Phoenix this year with all the firepower they have.
That's the problem. They're top heavy. They're the most top heavy team in the NBA. You have a lack of size on the bench or quality size off the bench. You have a few pieces off the bench, but they're older. You gave away all your draft capital away to get Beal and to get Kevin Durant. Mm-hmm. So I didn't see the point of getting Beal. That to me at the beginning of the year when he didn't play in the first 20 games, to me that's what hurt him.
Yeah,
he's always injured, but now he's in the playoff. We want to see what you're going to do now on a good team in the playoffs where there are expectations.
That's huge right there. Those first 20. Those first 20, you win a third of those games. You're in the 3-4 in that range right now. So a third of them. You're you 50, 52. You probably looking at the 4th seed right now. Mm-hmm. But at this point, it is what it is. I just hope that what they wanted at the beginning of the season and their goals are not lost on them. I hope they're able to actually do what they want to do and try to gun for an NBA championship, although it is still going to be hard because the champs still playing. The champs still the champs. The champs are still the champs.
Now, let's look at the breakdown of let's see if I can pull up the last 10 games. Phoenix is 7-3 in the last 10 games, same as the Lakers and same as the Thunder. And the Golden State Warriors are 8-2 in the last 10. So they had a better 10-game streak in the last 10 games. And Denver, they just walked it down 6-4. I think that they put on cruise control and set it at 60 on 75 North. So they didn't care about the number 1 seed because they know if Oklahoma City slips up in the first or second round, you got to go through Denver. And Denver is a beast of a place to play. And that altitude is not a joke. Altitude is not a joke. So it's going to be interesting to see what those teams do. Now let's get to the play-ins. If you're the Lakers, anybody that's out there, if you're the Lakers, do you think the Lakers should tank this game and hope for Sacramento and Golden State? Because if they get Golden State, Golden State has some size now with Trace Davis, who is Dale Davis' son, and you still got Kuminga. Looney, I don't know where Looney's been at. I haven't seen much of him in the last 20 games. I don't know if he's out for the year.
I think they got a middle partner out there.
You still got a little bit of side, but the Lakers got so much size. The shooting looked good today. Opposite word is today. If you're the Lakers, do you want to fluke against New Orleans and have them go against Denver, or do you think the Lakers need to go and take that medicine, beat New Orleans, just hope for the best?
In the Lakers position, you got to be strong. You got to be strong going into this thing. Now you got to have momentum. So I think they need to win as many games as they can possibly win, because you in a more crucial situation now than you would have been, say, a month ago. But you put yourself in this situation. So in my opinion, they need to win as many as they can win. They need to win this game.
Yeah, I agree. I think you cannot play around. You can't play around with this, because if you lose this game and you get a Golden State team that's you know you have the game at home, you cannot match with Sacramento speed.
Mm-mm.
Demonis Sabonis is undefeated against Anthony Davis. Go figure.
Somebody wants it more.
Somebody wants it more. Anthony Davis is longer. He's bigger. But Sabonis is just a little bit more craftier. He's a thinner version of his dad. For those out there that's young, we're talking about Arvydas Sabonis.
Arvydas Sabonis, Portland Trailblazers. Look it up. Google it.
Google it. Corey Green, friend of the show, says Lakers gonna beat New Orleans. I agree. The problem is though, they're gonna lose in 5 at the most. They're gonna lose at 5 at the most to Denver. Unless if Jamal Murray is not right, and I know Jamal Murray was on a little bit of low management in late March. If Jamal Murray is not right, the Denver Nuggets are in trouble. It's not Jokic, it's Jamal Murray, because once you get on that Denver bench, it is not as good as it was last year. You lost a lot of pieces. Bruce Brown, Jeff Green, Bones Highland. You traded Bones Highland mid-year to the Clippers. So, the bench is not as good as it was. Christian Braun took a step back this year, but they still won 57 games despite their bench not being that great. So I think if Oklahoma City and Denver meet, Denver could be in a little bit of trouble because Oklahoma City has the tiebreaker against them. But we'll see. Now the Sacramento Golden State matchup is a compelling one. What's the key to that series?
Well, I mean, the key is really going to be not necessarily which Sacramento team, but which Golden State team shows up. Are we going to have the Golden State team that, like you said, shoots well? Or are you going to have the Golden State team that's going to wet the bed? So that's going to be the key. Are we going to get a turn back the clock moment, turn back the clock series, the turn back the clock team? Or are we going to have what's done kind of limped into the seat, limp through the season? So that's going to be the main thing. If they limp and continue to limp, I mean, what are we talking about? I mean, what else should we expect? But if they put their pieces together like they should, the 3-time champion, 4-time champion, then they ought to be all right. But I mean, I know it's a lot of different moving parts, different things going on. But I mean, the people that have been there, your Clays, your Stephs, your Draymonds, yes, your Draymonds. If they turn back the clock and can actually do it like they used to do it, then we looking at a dangerous team and on the 10 spot. On the 10 spot.
I think Sacramento's probably Malik Monk won't be back to the first round. And he's your Energizer Bunny off the bench. And guess who played for the Lakers? The Lakers let him go. And I still don't. I guess the Lakers couldn't afford him, I guess, but it'd be real good to have somebody off the bench like that. But that's nothing. I mean, just I don't know. But neither here nor there. I think if we were looking at the Lakers, let's get to the chat real quick if I get my thoughts on that. Corey said, I think that way about Sacramento. Sacramento should have beaten Golden State last year and the Warriors 1-7. Let's see if the Kings don't wet the bed. Yeah, because the Kings should have won that series.
Yeah, they had them down. They had them down and had some really exciting close games. But I mean, They say to get where you want to ascend to the throne, you had to kill the king. And at that time, they didn't get a chance to kill him. So that's what happened with that series. But I mean, you get another shot at them. You better learn from last year and do a little more that you did do last year this year.
In the immortal words of my boy Michael K. Williams from the Wire, Omar from the Wire. If you go for the king, you best not miss. You best not miss. Yeah. Best not miss. Best not miss.
Rest in peace, Michael K. Williams. Rest in peace.
Yeah, that hurt me right there. I think he died 2 years ago. I think so. That still hurt.
2 years. Funny thing, we bringing him up in NBA talk, NBA content in the contest in NBA. It ain't been that long ago. He was one of the main characters in the NBA Live My Career. He was like I think the dad of the My Player. Mm-hmm. Oh no, he was the agent of the My Player. They helped him get to college and everything. But yeah, shouts out to him, man. Good actor, man. Really good actor.
Here come my cousin. I ain't never seen him. My friend Mario, the two people that say they hate LeBron on your team. Hey, I'm late. When the Lakers get swept by the Nuggets, trade LeBron. LeBron has a player option this year, so you might not have to worry about trading him. But if he opts into that, but hear me out. If he opts into that player option this year, if he opts in, you could get a first round pick for LeBron.
You could get a first round pick, but if he opts in, he's staying. And the reason he's staying is because they don't probably pick Bronny in the second round.
We talked about Bronny last Sunday, and we had a difference of opinion on that. If I'm Bronny, folks don't realize the boy had a cardiac arrest in July. Of course, he didn't really play for 6 months.
Right.
So
the fact that he is even playing basketball, period, at any level. I mean, even that's high level defense. I mean, I know it's USC, but it's still high level NCAA basketball. The fact that you even playing is a miracle in itself. So, I mean, even if they don't draft him in the late second round or whatnot, they're still going to put him on the squad as they're going to put him on the squad as a free agent pickup, undrafted free agent pickup, if LeBron stays. Now, if LeBron doesn't stay or whatnot, we've been talking about this for years. He wants to play with his dad. And that would be, I don't ever remember anybody getting a chance to play father and son, even if they go to separate teams. I don't ever remember this. So LeBron, whether he gets traded, he's still going to be in the league next year. Son may be on somebody's preseason roster. That's going to be new. That'll be something.
Yeah. I think he needs to transfer. There's a couple places he can go and actually be a bigger contributor. One thing a lot of folks don't realize, he was on the bench coming behind one of the top 5 recruits in USC. And of course, they're getting Eric Musselman, who's a very solid coach who took our Arkansas to an Elite Eight a couple years ago.
Former Hawks
coach. And if I'm Bronny, there are 3 places he should go. One is to Pepperdine. Pepperdine's right up the road, Malibu, Long Beach, somewhere around that area. It's not that far from home. If you want to stay in California, you're good if you go there. If you want to go to a coach that gets you in the lead, John Calipari is another option at Arkansas.
Yep.
That's an option, and his style of play is running gun. But Calipari is not a great tactician, so that leaves that open. So, and the next option will be Duquesne and Akron. Those next 2 options, Duquesne and Akron.
Of course, Akron, that would be perfect for him.
Yeah, at the house. You can stay at your house.
Stay at the house.
And Anatole just dropped some knowledge on us right here. His freshman year stats are better than Westbrook at UCLA, but Westbrook didn't have a heart attack. That's why I'm saying if he did not have a cardiac arrest in July, matter of fact, if he didn't have a cardiac arrest, LeBron Jr. probably would have averaged 10, 15, 12 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, just
Yeah,
going off the he played.
I can see that. I can see that. But I mean, who wants to be the coach that has another Hank Gathers incident? Nobody wants to do that. You don't want that. That's the first thing I thought about when he had the cardiac arrest. I was hoping, as much as we hyped him and he had that cardiac arrest, I was hoping that he would shut it down. But he got the all clear. But nobody wants to push it. I don't think anybody is really going to be really willing to push him, simple because of the fact that you look back 30, 35 years ago, you look back to Hank Gathers, that you don't want that. You don't want that.
And don't forget Reggie Lewis.
Yeah.
Lewis for the kid from Kansas State last year. Keldon Johnson, I believe, Keontae Johnson. Anatole looked that up for me. The center for it was 2 years ago. They went all the way to the Elite Eight and lost to, I believe they lost to North Carolina. Keontae Johnson, he was at Florida. He was at Florida, had a heart condition, and then transferred to Kansas State. And I think there was another player too a couple years ago too. Yeah, okay. I'm making sure. There was another player that remember a couple years ago, the NBA drafted a dude. The NBA drafted the guy because they said he couldn't play anymore because of his heart.
Okay.
So there's two different guys. So it's good. It's precedent for somebody transferring. But I think LeBron Jr. He had 6'4", better defender, better shooter. He has a better basketball IQ than some would have at this age right now because of the pedigree.
Right.
But I know before we talk about the playoffs, but we said the Lakers probably going to beat Denver and Golden State probably going to play Oklahoma City. And Golden State, I'll make this call right now. Golden State going to go to the conference final if they get in as an 8 seed. You heard it here.
I can see it. Like I say, but which team shows up? If that team shows up and turns back the clock, yes, sir. Conference final bound. I can see it.
So you heard it here. No, Anatole, mark this down today on April 14th, 2024. If Golden State gets in as the 8 seed, Golden State will be in the conference final against the Nuggets. Isaiah the guy that got drafted from Baylor. So Golden State was one team you don't want to play, but at the same time, Golden State does not have the size to mess with Denver. They don't have the size to mess with Minnesota. They don't have the size to mess with the Celtics. They don't have the size to mess with Philadelphia. Hell, they don't have the size to mess with Phoenix. And Phoenix is not even a big team.
True.
So
that's true.
So unless like I said earlier, Anatole, if Jamal Murray is not himself in this first round, Lakers can win the first round. Once they win the first round, you gotta go against Minnesota or Phoenix. You would rather want Phoenix, Minnesota, because Karl Anthony Towns should be back by this weekend off that MCL tear. So he should be back this weekend, but the problem is though he's not gonna be in game shape, so they're gonna have to slowly bring him back off the bench. That's what I would do. But I can see it right now: Denver and the Lakers, and I can see Golden State and Oklahoma City as your first round matchups. And I think Golden State is gonna go on to the conference finals. And if a miracle happens, you might have Golden State and the Lakers. If a miracle happens, but I doubt it. Marfan be a connected tissue in the heart. Yep. That shot producer, but he my cousin first. That shot producer. That my cousin. That my cousin. He my producer tonight. Shot. If you watching this on replay, he my producer tonight. I only got my laptop tonight. I'm not on my desktop. I'm on my laptop tonight. So, can't wait to see Tuesday night. We're going to have a couple of playing games, and Wednesday we're going to have the other half of the playing games. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to shake down for that. Let me get to another part of It's part of the rundown. Let me go back through my notes. Baseball. Before we talk about this is our last topic, baseball. Before we talk about what's it looking like with the league, as we know, me and Anatole are for Anatole, yeah, you better get that work done, dog. Because I need you in the job. Because just because I moved to Cairo, I'll be a counselor on Washington. We move down south. Just for reference, a lot of folks don't realize tomorrow is Jackie Robinson Day. Jackie Robinson, a lot of folks know him for being from the Dodgers. Me and Anatole know him from being from Cairo, Georgia, which is where me and him are from.
Amen.
Him and Teresa Edwards. Those of you who don't know Teresa Edwards, Google her. Google Teresa. Google it. If you love Dawn Staley, Google Teresa Edwards. That's all I'm gonna say on that.
Been to women's college basketball for a minute. When we talk about the WNBA, when we talk about some of the greatest women's basketball players of all time, you better know. If you don't know, Google it, then you'll know.
You got that right. Now let's look at the AL right now. The Yankees have the best record in the AL at 12-4. Juan Soto has been a godsend to the Yankees, and plus this is a contract year, so of course it's going to be a godsend year for him because he wanted money.
Yeah, after you get people, he may be one of the ones that trying to play for the first $1 billion contract. So he gonna keep mashing. He gonna keep getting out there and trying to mash that thing.
I mean, he is so talented. Remember, he won a ring with the Washington Nationals in 2019, and I think he was 19 years old. As a 19-year-old, you win the championship. It was Steven Strasburg, and a lot of folks don't realize Steven Strasburg he was a great pitcher, but the injuries, the arm injuries, the different injuries he dealt with, it was sad, but neither here nor there. Yankees are 12-4, Baltimore 9-6. They was a revelatory team last year. Cleveland and Kansas City have 10 wins. They're on top of their division. Kansas City's half a game behind. Shout out to Kansas City against the offense this year. Shout out to them.
Go ahead, KC.
In Texas, go ahead, KC. In Texas and the LA Angels, Anaheim, they're in the top of the division without Shohei Ohtani and anybody else. I don't know anybody else on that team. And Houston Astros, they're 6-11 because Dusty Baker retired after last year.
Got his ring and got on down.
Yeah, so just go ahead and get your speech ready. Just go ahead and get your speech ready.
Man, I think they played, but I think what was it? Texas and Houston had a good series.
Mm-hmm. They played this week. Yep.
They played. I think they started out. If it won, I think it was this weekend, and maybe this week come. But they played
on. They started the series on Friday.
Okay, yeah. So it's supposed to have been a good series, and that's a heated rivalry simply because it's the state of Texas, but it's two really good baseball teams, the defending champs, and last year's champs, the year before last. So I mean, you're gonna have some good fireworks in that series.
Yeah. Now let's drop it on down to the NL. The Braves. Steven Strider is out for the rest of the year with a torn UCL. For those that don't know, that's basically your joining a ligament in your elbow that stretches out for you to throw. He had the surgery already; he's done for the year. But you did pick up Chris Sale in the offseason, so that's going to be a good pickup. Philadelphia, they definitely going to Philadelphia. Milwaukee's looking good. I think Craig Counsell's the coach of. No, he went to the Cubs. I'm sorry, Craig Counsell went to the Cubs. Milwaukee is 10-4. Pittsburgh having a resurgence with Andrew McCutchen.
That's a name. That's one there, boy. He is a stalwart for that team. Andrew McCutchen.
Yeah, he bounced around a little bit to Milwaukee, to Philadelphia, to the Yankees, and then back to Pittsburgh. He was on track to be a Hall of Fame player if Pittsburgh had money to spend.
Yeah.
And I think he did win the MVP, I believe, in 2014, 2013. So he's a very good player. Just injuries and payroll really messed him up when he could have been at Pittsburgh for life. But that reminds me of the last year for the Pirates. A lot of y'all that's young, Corey and Anatol should remember this. Imagine your outfield. You know where I'm going with this, Straw, right? Barry Bonds,
Go ahead.
Barry Bonds, Andy Van
Right.
Slyke, and one
Wow.
Barry Lamar Bonds.
Wow.
That's
That takes you back there, boy. That takes you back. Man, that was the year when they had them. They should have won the World Series if it wasn't for Sid Bream.
1991, I believe. Anatol, am I correct? 91 was, I think, was a 90. Cause 93, that's when Bonds went to the Giants. So I think it was 91 when Sid Bream had that broke that team. I think it was 91, 92. I can't remember. But I know it was probably was 92 because I think that's Barry's last year. I think that's the year they broke him, that 92 year. Because Bobby went to the Mets the next year. 92. Yeah, because Bobby went to the Mets that next year. And Bobby, y'all realize Bobby still get paid $1 million a year all the way to 2031, 2035.
Man, they call it Bobby Bonilla Day.
July 1.
Man, and I think a lot of these huge contracts, they're gonna get the same type of treatment. They're gonna play, they're gonna be paying some of these salaries well beyond their playing career.
And think about Shohei Ohtani.
Mm-hmm.
He's had $700 million, but he only taking like $2 million a year for the first 7 to 8 years. Then it's deferred. All that money is deferred out for the next 20 years. So that's a smart move because that way it frees up your cap to bring in the players they brought in, which is why the Dodgers are 11-6 right now. The Dodgers record 11-6. They have the best record in the. If they have technically they have their winning percentage is lesser than Milwaukee because Milwaukee has lesser losses.
Mm-hmm.
But that's gonna shake itself out because I think with the Dodgers they had played 2 games in Korea, so those 2 games, that's they'll make that up. But I think
Yeah.
the Dodgers probably gonna win about 114 games this year.
I mean, that's the Dodgers. We talk about them year in, year out as far as being in the playoffs. Let's see how they do. And we're in the NPC of the season, but we'll see how it goes in October.
All right, let me do my favorite question. The chat, Anatole, Corey, is Dave Roberts on the hot seat this year? Who is more on the hot seat? Let me rephrase that. Dave Roberts or Brandon Snedeker from the Braves? Which one's on more on the hot seat?
Ooh, give me Snedeker for the Braves.
They just won the ring 3 years ago.
I know, but I mean, they were expecting to win. They would have had the best. They were expected to win last year too.
And the year before, because they got knocked out the first round the last 2 years by Philadelphia.
So I mean, I don't want this to be a whole repeat of where it was in the '90s, and you only get one. So after so many years, so are they willing to pull the trigger earlier just to try to get over the hump? So yeah, Snedeker. Ooh.
Yeah, this is a hot take I'm going to give y'all right here. And so y'all might yell at me. I'm going to go back to the 90s, early 2000s. I'm the Braves. Bobby Cox brought me a championship. And you can't close the deal. Bobby should have been fired at no later than 2003. They shouldn't let Bobby Cox coach that long. If you really wanted to, we look at it like this. With the NFL, we had Mike Vrabel, and you had Bill Belichick. You have what's the name? Pete Carroll.
Yeah.
You have 3 coaches out there, and you didn't pick up neither one of them. And if you go back to 2002, you look at Dusty Baker. You could have had Jim Leland, and you could have had Anatole. Look, okay, Anatole said bye, but you could have had the manager that won the Marlins the championship 2003. Anatole, look up that manager in 2003. I can't remember his name. It's an older guy. He won the championship 03. Then they busted that team wide open like a like a car accident on I-75.
Was that Leland again? Didn't he go? Didn't he? Was that Leland again?
It wasn't
Okay.
Leland. That wasn't Leland in 2003. That was Let me see if I can pull it up right quick. Marlins 2003 manager. Yeah. Jack McKeon. That was the coach. Jack McKeon was the manager. Yeah, Jack McKeon. So he was the he was the manager that they could have had too. There's 3 different managers they could have had. You could have had, if your money was right, could have traded for Joe Torre. Could have traded for Joe Torre.
So, one of the things I got to play devil's advocate here. At that time, you got to remember that how bad the Braves were in the 80s. And for them, if it wasn't broke and they were winning, they weren't going to try to fix nothing. They should have. I mean, there should have come a time sooner. I agree with that, but still, I don't know. I don't know. I really think that it could have been a time where he probably could have gone a little sooner. But when you winning kills off, and they wanted to break none of that up. They eventually chipped away at it. Then you put Chipper Jones in, and he doing good things, and they on the cusp. Yeah, they probably could have got rid of him a little sooner. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Anatole said they should get up Bobby Valentine. Man, you just saw what Bobby Valentine did with the Red Sox in 2012.
Got uncursed.
No, he got it knocked in the dirt. The next year they won it with some other guy. Ooh. They fired him next year. They won it the next year. They went from worst to first the next year. I don't know what. I love talking baseball. It's hard to watch. It's easy to watch now with the pitch clock. Makes the game go by a little faster. Way easier to watch. You can try to get a younger generation because their attention span already ain't worth a damn. One last topic. The Masters was today. Scotty Scheffler won his second Masters in 3 years. Pretty much want to say held lead from the second round to the fourth round. Bryson DeChambeau was great the first 2 days. Then reality kicked in, and he's like the Hamlet maneuver. Mm-hmm. I call him Hamlet maneuver.
Choking.
Tiger Woods was at plus 16.
Ooh, geez, Louise! I think the best thing for Tiger Woods this weekend was the handshake with Jim Nantz on where they took a picture of Tiger Woods, and he taking a picture with the with the guy from what looks like a tree sticking his arm.
Yeah.
But Tiger, he's nearing the bottom of the hill. We can't expect Tiger to come back and win like that anymore. I mean, when you think about it, because we getting ready for Tiger's son to play.
Yeah, and a lot of folks don't realize this with Tiger. So many injuries he played through. I think him trying to play through Terry Francona would have been a better hire. I agree on going back on the Braves. Terry Francona, he would have got him over the hump.
Yeah.
A lot of folks don't realize, I think in 2006, I think he had a torn ACL. He played on that. Mm-hmm. 2008, he had a broken leg and won the U.S. Open. I think by those injuries and the violence of his swing did his body in. And
let's think about this too, Faye. We talk about those injuries, how hard he hits the golf ball and his violent swing. When you think about it, he tried to keep himself in shape, but let's go back to what happened with his divorce and how nasty it was. That played a part into it too, because he took time off. He was in the public eye unwantedly. It took a toll on him emotionally as well, to the point to where he wasn't playing in all the majors. He was going over to Dubai and winning little championships over there, not major events. And that was the only thing that he really, was winning. So he was all that in when you put all that together, that was it too. But the injuries and them going through that nasty, bitter public divorce, and us finding out about the real Tiger Woods, I guess you could say, that played a part in it too.
Yeah, the man was in the public eye since he was 3 years old. On was it Johnny Carson or Ed Sullivan? One of the two.
I think it was Johnny Carson.
Johnny Carson, and winning back to back amateur titles when he was at Stanford.
He came in like his name. Eldrick Wood came in when he came in and actually started striking the ball and actually putting some of these. Looks like he was going to break this record and that record. He came in like his name, Tiger. Yeah. Eldrick Woods came in like his name, Tiger, and he was devouring people. I remember back in, I want to say it was 96. It was Father's Day weekend. And he came in. I think what is it? U.S. Open that weekend.
I believe so.
And he came in and he was, blew the field away. And it was something else. But he is far and away from that player. Far and away but he still has his earmarks in the history of golf. Just putting it mildly, somebody told, we were talking today, I was talking to my brother today. It wouldn't be any of us out there actually on the golf course without the things that Tiger Woods did. We talk, and that's still some people's, reason for getting out there and playing, getting out there and showing the sons how to play because of Tiger Woods. And when I mean us, I mean people of African American descent, people of color. It doesn't happen like that. So, all the other stuff aside, he moved and carried the game of golf for a long time.
If you think about it, to be honest with you, he, in a sense, in a de facto way, is still carrying golf. Mm-hmm. Because even, I think, just by him making a cut at Augusta, even though he finished dead last, we still talk about Tiger. Scotty Scheffler, there was talk about him if his wife is pregnant and due any moment. If his wife would have had the baby anytime during his term, he said he didn't give a damn. He's leaving.
Right.
And that's commendable. If you giving up $5 million, your wife's gonna love you. But she'll not when the baby pop out like, hey, bro, $5 million. No, I think it might be $3 million. I think the person $3.4 million.
He's good. It's good. I'm good. Baby, I'm having a baby. I'm good.
now, yeah. I think my wife. If I was leading by 7 strokes, my wife called me and said, "Hey, the baby coming." I'm like, "Babe, I'm on the 18th tee." Yolanda called me. Map, I'm asking when she get home. I'm on the 18th tee at the Masters, about to win $3.4 million. You pregnant, and you call me and say we about to have a baby. The baby's coming out now. What do you expect me to do?
Right.
the number one player in the world is, but at the same time, I think this is his first or second child.
Yeah, I get that. But if it's still you up 7 strokes. Is the person behind you, are they on hole 1 or they on hole 15 or 16?
It don't matter. If you're in the lead like that, you're the last group to go out.
Yeah, so it's already set. So
once you withdraw, it don't matter. Your scores don't count. You withdraw, you don't get no money.
That's gonna be the fastest hole in America because I'm shooting it in the woods, shooting it out. He's already waiting. Whoa! Man, I'm telling you, I could double bogey on that hole, and I'm still winning that 3.4. And as soon as it's over. They gonna have to understand. They gonna have to mail me my jacket because I'm on the road.
Yeah, I'm signing that scorecard. Make sure it's right. Here you go. Mm-hmm. Once it's official, just get my green jacket right here. I'm gone.
Yeah, take a picture. I'm running.
Peace up. A's out down. Man, it been fun. It's like riding a bike with you, Straw. Shoot.
Hey, baby, you know I'm gonna like Ray Charles said, like Jamie Foxx said, and Ray. Hey, I'm gonna make it do what it do, baby.
I think you do it, baby. I think you do it, baby.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to be back in here, though.
Yeah, we got outro music now.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for watching the Poor Valley Boy podcast. We're gonna be back on Wednesday night with the guys. Maybe Straw might make a guest appearance again. We don't know. We're gonna talk some NBA. Maybe start talking about the draft. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? Mike comes up with the rundown on Wednesdays. We all collaborate on Sunday. So we're gonna see you guys on Wednesday. Anatole, appreciate you looking out for your boy on the research.
Yes, sir.
He said trade LeBron. Let's trade you. But thank you for watching. We appreciate all your support out there. Tell your friends about it. We try to get monetized for this show.
Yes, sir.
You know, I know it's grassroots. We ain't like Stephen A. Smith, pushback hairline and about 5,000 followers. We ain't there yet. I get there. So well, we ain't ready to be like Ocho Cinco. You know, we'll talk about what I'm gonna go crazy. We might get banned off air, and most of us are educated, so we definitely can't go that route like So we out. We'll holler.
Thank you.